Today we talk with an old friend, but more importantly, trainer of the year. Fresh off his coaching victories, having Jermell Charlo's win and the mega fight looming for the entire boxing community. Errol Spence, his fighter, versus Terence Bud Crawford. Everybody, we have coach of the year, trainer extraordinaire, Derrick James. Let's get into it. There he is. All hail the trainer extraordinaire.
Extraordinaire. 165.
So you Jeremy ever spar?
No, we didn't. No, we never sparred. No.
Did you ever spar with Ron Sims?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Did you whoop his ass? Please tell me you whooped his ass.
It was good sparring. I think I don't think we ever fought. We just sparred.
You don't like Sims?
Not like Sims. I just like busting his balls.
Yeah, too, man. He was like Air Force guy or something.
Yeah. He's in the Air Force. Yeah.
Yeah, he started.
He was older than he was older than everybody.
Yeah.
But like he was a grandpa. He was 25.
Right.
I know. Like back then, that seems so old. When we're like 18, 19.
Right. He was a lot older than us.
15. I was 15 when I got on the team.
You were 15?
Yeah. He won that. We won National Junior Olympics.
Yeah. I won all that shit.
So you guys were both on the Olympic team, right?
No, we won the National Junior Olympics.
Oh.
He was like, but I lost the Olympic trials to Chris Bird.
Oh.
Yeah.
What's up, Mike? What's up, Corey Spinks? So wait, Derrick, remind me, where'd you grow up again? What state?
Houston,
Texas.
You're from Houston. Okay.
Oh, Dallas.
Dallas. Okay. And how old were you when you started boxing?
5 years old.
Jesus. And how many? Because I think people need to know your background too. How many amateur fights did you have total?
Man, hundreds. I can't even count them.
That many?
Yeah, I mean, I know in all my whole career, with pro and amateur, I lost like 21 fights or something like that.
That's good. Out of hundreds.
Yeah.
We fought like we when I started boxing, we used to fight every week. Every week we used to fight.
Yep.
And you would fight sometimes numerous times. Would you ever fight numerous times in one day?
Yeah. We did that too. Heck yeah, man.
Damn.
They softened these kids up like shortly after that, but yeah, man, we had to fight more than one time in a day, man. What you talking about?
See, you guys never fought. Like when I was an amateur as well, there was always headgear, right? You guys never fought with no headgear, did you?
No.
Headgear.
Well, when I was younger, they kind of, that's when they first started kind of wearing them, but they really kind of didn't wear them before. I started boxing like 77.
Okay.
97, yeah.
And then, what did you turn pro?
Yeah, in 1992.
Same year as Jeremy.
Yeah. So we came from. We were on the same. We're in the same 4-year group.
Yeah. Group, yeah.
Damn, Jeremy. When I met you at Kevin Rooney's, I had no idea what kind of amateur background you had. No clue. See, that's why the internet back then. The internet's a good thing now. It could prepare people. Back then, poof.
Yeah, you can get going all kind of shit, but can't back it up.
Right.
Nah. So, you fought your pro career, Derrick, at 68?
No, at 160, then I fought at 68, then 75. So you kind of move up with the older you get.
How'd you feel at 75?
I was okay. I felt good. I mean, I was still faster and more athletic than the guys a little bit.
Were guys stronger?
Not really, because I think my speed and athleticism kind of like I used to move around a lot, so it was like.
Was it a big cut to make 75, or you?
Nah, man, I would never,
Oh, so yeah, these cats, like I had to move out of 75. I couldn't. I was like, I walk around 95, 200.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, I never had a weight problem, man. I never had a weight problem
How
ever.
tall, how tall are you, Derek?
6'2".
Oh wow, you're tall.
Right. Yeah.
So when you were fighting at 60, you must have been towering over these guys.
Yeah. Yeah. What's funny? Listen, I won the National Junior Olympics at heavyweight, right? So
What?
the next year, Germany won the heavyweight. Yeah.
Oh, you won a year before me.
I won the year before. I won in 19.
I was
80,
determined.
I won
I
in
lost. I lost in the second round.
87.
87. Yeah.
Well, what weight?
Uh, 75. I don't know. 80. I don't know.
See, the first time I went to National Junior Olympics, I fought 156. Then the next year I fought heavyweight.
Wow.
I
Jeremy,
won 189. I wasn't heavy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Wasn't like a.
I wasn't heavy.
Hey, was there any super heavyweights when we was kids?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. Edward Escobedo.
I know him. I remember him. But I told him we was like little kids, like fighting junior stuff.
Well, he was the super heavyweight on the team.
I know that. That's when we were like 17, 18. But
Right.
I know,
No, okay, so listen, Joe Caution won in 87 on our team in the Junior Worlds. But before, I mean, the first time they had super heavyweights was in the 84 Olympics.
80, really?
Yeah, that's what they said. 84 Olympics was the first time they had,
wow.
Right.
Because I'm just thinking, like when I fought all my junior years, like I thought I was the biggest guy.
Nah, because I won the Junior Olympics in heavyweight. Then it was a guy from St. Louis named Joe Caution. He won the super heavyweight.
Really? He beat Escobedo?
Escobedo for 175. Because see what happened, we were from the same place. So they were like, what y'all gonna do? When are y'all gonna go? It was like, we had fought each other before earlier that year. Like, yeah, y'all gonna fight each other and beat each other again? Why do that? So I went at heavyweight and he went 175. So that's how, and both of us ended up winning the National Junior Olympics.
Damn.
Right.
How long did you fight pro? How long was your career?
Man, like 17 years probably. Well, that's an on and off period. It wasn't consistently 17 years. Be some time where I'm not fighting, start back. So yeah.
What was your record?
What made you pull off and on the boxing?
Well, you got a family, you got somebody talking, that's whatever to you.
People giving you ear.
But I was told that I should quit boxing, never be involved in boxing, that I'm never going to be anything in boxing. Even though I had all the amateur career I already had success at. So, you kind of just like me, you buy into it a little bit. Not that you're not going to be anything in boxing, but that you don't want to hear it, so you succumb to it a little bit.
Yeah, you push.
Well, the truth too is the majority of people don't make it in boxing. So
That's true. But I mean, just like for me being a trainer now, if I would have listened to the people who told me that, I wouldn't be here.
absolutely. What was your pro record? What did it end up being?
21-7.
Okay.
That's good.
That's good.
14-9.
It's funny. People have been talking lately about the records, because I think Errol posted Bomac's record or something. Everybody started comparing you guys' records now, which is stupid, but that's what
I think about it is, Bomac, sometimes he talks a lot of trash. I think that's what it is. And I'm not going to get into the back and forth with him. Because you remember, Jeremy, do you remember that, you know what scoring is, right? Like jonesing, right?
Yeah.
You remember I used to do that a lot.
Yeah.
I was good as hell. So if you want to, I still got it.
Well, shit. Lighten your load, brother. Let's go. Shit.
I'm talking about Bomac, man. I'm talking about you. Man.
Oh, Bomac. How are you talking to me? My bad.
You know him personally, like outside the ring?
I met him before, like a couple times. I met him before,
and
we had a good, good situation. It was like, but when Terrence was like 135, and he came to Dallas, then another time when Terrence was going to fight Delorme, and it was in Arlington, basically Dallas, basically. And I saw him again then, but other than that, I hadn't seen him.
Okay. So you guys don't really know each other.
Not like that. Not like this. You know what I mean? But nah.
Right. Yeah, because I guess
I don't dislike him. I mean,
don't know him.
don't
So,
know him.
best part of Texas to live in is what?
I think we got several places, man.
Yeah.
Dallas, Austin, Houston, and San Antonio, like the big cities.
Just those big cities, right? I say that because my son's probably going to be moving to Texas.
I mean, listen, I'm just thinking like probably Austin is the tech savvy place. It's a tech city, right?
Right.
Houston is more oil and gas, right? And then, so if you're an engineer, if you're anything like that, Houston is the thing. But Dallas is like, it has everything. More business ability.
Are you in Houston now?
I'm in Dallas.
Dallas, okay. How far is that?
Huh?
How far of a drive is that?
3.5 hours.
Okay, Jeremy, you got to hit Texas next.
Put it
Yeah.
like, let me show you how big Texas is. From Louisiana, like this border to Louisiana,
Which
the
is
city called Wasco. So all the way to El Paso is 12 hours. No, that's like 15 hours
Wow.
across
I
Texas.
drove one time by myself into El Paso, out to Beaumont.
Yeah, damn, that's down to the bottom, man.
Man, I just hit the bottom. I was like a day and a half, maybe 2 to 5.
Right, it's far. It's far. Yeah, definitely.
It's big. It takes a beautiful state too, and so like we got to give all the props to them. But let's talk about the elephant in the room, man. You guys had a great night. How was
Right.
how'd
Yeah.
that come?
It was good, man. It was man, doing this thing is real hard. It's not easy at all. Constantly being successful is really hard. I mean, you got to be truly dedicated to it. You got to be able to kind of got to be like water, just keep running. You know what I'm saying? Let everything run off. You hear the stuff people say. You can't get mad about it. You can't be, you can't really buy into the social media aspect of it.
Well, so let me ask you this. The first fight with Castano was kind of a back and forth. The second fight, obviously, the first, 4 to 6 rounds were kind of close, but then Charlo just pulled away.
Right.
What was done differently? Like, was there something specifically that you guys went in there, like, we're going to do this, and this is going to put post over the top?
Hey, I can't tell you, but what
So there was.
it was more of a the last 3 weeks of training camp was a more concentrated, focused interest on implementing my game plan and doing it to the to the T with the movement. And really, the movement was he would have caught him a little bit more. Like the movement was a little. He didn't do it all the way, because if he would have did it all the way, it would have it would have been a little more different. He would have caught him with some other shots. But the movement we used the movement to create the openings.
Because, Castano was real kind of awkward, right?
Yeah, he's awkward, man, but he's really like he throws the same punch over and over, same punches over and over. And he really what's funny about it, I want to say about Castano was that in the first fight when you watch him, when Jermell was hitting him, and Jermell's very fast, Jermell was hitting him with those shots, you can see he was bothered by them. But for some reason, they convinced him that it's okay that you feel like you won the first fight. It's okay. But I think he let them truly psych him out about how much Jermell's power was hurting him. Because I think that he went back in there this fight. I said, that's going to be the number one thing is that when I look at him and I watch him in the interviews and the press conference, he's talking about what he's going to knock Jermell out. We did the press conference. He said about 4 or 5 times, I'm going to knock you out. Oh, he just kept saying it. And I said, man, he must don't remember how much he was hurt in the fight.
Mm.
Right? And then whenever Jermell hit him, he kind of buzzed him. But what happened is they really lost the fight, I think, from the perspective before the fight even happened. Because he felt like he could run in there and do something different or try to put the pressure on him like Jermell can't punch. So that's really what I think. And those shots were breaking him down because you said when he started pulling him away, really wasn't he pulling away, that guy started breaking down.
Yeah. Yeah. So what do you think was the difference though? Because in the first fight, you know, they were both hitting each other a lot. What do you think was the difference with Jermell's power in this fight? Maybe it's just what more the punches were placed, the placement. You know, the what do you think?
It was I probably like more about the placement, more about the selection of the shots, the variety, and he was just shooting like even from the first fight you saw, right? It was like kind of like but this fight was more about him. Like he really rarely missed him, and everything was what I was telling him to was like even in one time, don't shoot to the head, man. Shoot everything to the body. Shoot everything to the shoulders. Because what happens is, say hypothetically, if you shoot a hook, I'll say shoot a hook to the shoulders, right? So if you're like this, right, or to the shoulder. So when I dip down, you see, I'm still going to hit my head. So to the shoulders, right?
Yeah.
And I was telling him, like, you know, you can throw a jab in the head, moving, shoot to the chest. Mentally, that takes the tolls on you because you keep saying, damn, I can't get away from it because he keeps touching me.
Yeah, you keep hit. Yeah, it makes sense.
So what happens is, I just said, listen, don't worry about hitting him in the head. Hit him in the shoulders, hit him in the chest, hit him in the body. Those organs. Really, that's why everything keeps the body running anyway. And so that's really what it was. He's hitting him, and the guy kept, there was no way to, because even when he gets low, he's going to hit him anywhere. And really going to run right into it. He's running right to it with his head.
Oh, there's a difference between what you tell him to do and did you see Canelo's fight where he kept trying to hit Bivol in the arms and it really didn't seem like it didn't work? Like, it looked like he was trying to wear his arms out, right?
Well, I think that is different one because I truly believe Canelo trains himself. That's what I believe. I think that
You know what happens is when guys they feel like they know everything.
That's right. Got so good that because the thing about this, the father is the one that trained him. The son is his friend, so he kind of just playing. They playing boxing. I think and the son is his friend. They grew up together, whatever.
So what do you think Bivol was trying to do? He was trying to do the old Rocky Marciano trick to like just wear the arms out.
That's who was doing that.
Canelo was hitting Bivol in the arm. His arms were black and blue afterwards.
Hey man, I didn't see the fight.
Oh, he kept hitting him over and over. You should watch just the high, over and over to where his arm right here, right at the deltoid, was purple.
Yeah, okay.
Weird. And and at the end, Bivol even made a statement like, they go, "Were you hurt?" He goes, "Yeah, my arms were hurt." But he's like, "Nah." And Rocky Marciano used to do that. He used to beat down fighters' arms so they can't lift their arms up.
Right. I mean, that would be, I don't know. I mean, I think that I would do that to somebody, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do it here, up under here,
yeah,
here, in the back. So hit him up under here and there. I don't know about hitting him on the muscle would give him a frog, right? A big frog, or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Well, it reduces the blood because it pounds up. The frog comes from when the blood sits in one area.
Right.
That's reduces that frog. So, I mean, in all terms, like you hit a guy in his arms long enough, it's gonna hurt. You hit a guy in the body long enough, it's gonna hurt. It's just what road you're gonna go to.
Right.
So yes, saying that you had Jermell just touching him, and that was breaking him down.
Well, not necessarily touching him, I had him hitting him. He was hitting him pretty good, man. It was some pretty hard shots, some good shots. And yeah, it was pretty good, man. I mean, he broke him down. I mean, he worked him. He broke him down. He punished him.
Yeah.
When you look at the situation, he punished him, man. Like he those inside, those body shots and everything's in them with, that breaks him down. It broke him down. Man, I'm moving around in my house. That
Okay.
broke him down. But it hurt him, man. That, and that really was what him having to be able. He was a little guy. He really was too small for that particular weight, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that, or he's just like too small for Jermell, put it like that. He probably could deal with the other guys, but I think that he's just too small for Jermell. That's what I believe.
Was this really important for Jermell because the first fight a lot of people thought was so close?
Yeah, man, I think it was important really for him, for me.
Mm-hmm.
I really wanted, I really wanted him to be successful and win and, and break the, I really wanted him to beat the guy, but I couldn't see it going to the distance. There's no way like that I could see him just taking Jermell because he had so much trouble with in the first fight, so that's why I was just assuming that there's no way he's going to be able to take that power this time. I couldn't imagine it. And and that's really what it was. I couldn't imagine. And not to mention, Jermell's counterpunching. He counterpunched so well.
Mm-hmm.
So well. It was just like every time he threw a punch, it was something coming back. So it was like, it was so well, man. He did good.
Was that something you worked on in camp where I give it, you give it, that kind of thing? Or
Well, it was like, really what it was like the guy was a counterpuncher. So you just assume I said this, when you're going to counterpunch, just counterpunch.
yeah, that makes sense.
So, and
Did he go mute?
Yeah.
out of range. He was out of range. So, it was good, man.
It was good. What
So what's
round? What round do you think was the best round for him, for Charlo?
10. Other than 10, it probably was like, I don't know. Yeah, good round. The back and forth. And this was the funny thing about the back and forth that they were hitting each other, whatever. And that just shows his depth. Shows his ability to be able to withstand or endure and continue to keep fighting. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, that shows the depth and it shows the ability to carry that power later in the round, just like he knocked out Tony Harrison in the 11th round. And then he knocked out the Jackson kid when he won the title. It was like in the 8th and 9th, 10th round. So it's like he's able to catch guys in the later rounds. This fight, I think, was his best because he was so much more active and his counterpunching ability was amazing.
And is he the first junior middle undisputed?
Right. Yeah. And the 4 belts. Yeah.
Wow. Yes. Know that? Yes, all 4 belts.
Yeah.
So
But how would you you got 4 belts, the clock is ticking now. You gotta step up and fight somebody else pretty soon, or what?
Well, they got to, that's with the sanctioned bodies. They got to step up and fight us.
Well, I know. I say that.
Wait, I give
30 days, 90 days, 120 days, like.
They kind of, they do, but they don't hold it down. Because really, it's ways to get around that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it must be hard to satisfy all the sanctioning bodies' mandatories because it's 4 different ones, right? And they don't all have the same fighters that they want you to fight.
Right, they don't all have the same fighters, and they really have. What's funny about it is the rules have to change when something like this comes into play. It's where because every year you have to fight a mandatory and you can choose one.
So a gimme and a mandatory.
That's right. Yeah. And really, the gimme like top 10. So it's really not a gimme, but it is.
They can fight.
So let me ask you this: everybody in boxing now is buzzing about the one of the most anticipated fights in a long time. Obviously, Errol versus Crawford.
Right.
I know nothing's signed yet, and I know you're not even thinking about it until it's signed. But
how much is this? How likely is this, in your opinion, that this is going to happen? This fight?
It's like a workout like Terrence Crawford fights. I mean, we training in the gym, and it's like, I know. I know it's likely. It's just all up to him.
Up to Crawford.
It's up to him. Yeah.
Errol's ready.
But I mean, they're making a deal. He doesn't have anybody who can make a deal that can negotiate for him, or what I mean. So it's like they have to be, talk to him, sit down, and do whatever. Whoever's his representatives are.
And when that fight happens, and we'll talk again, obviously, but do you see that fight being a difficult fight, or do you see that fight going where like Errol kind of has what it takes to kind of, styles make fights, and Errol's style will be able to make an easier time of it than most people think?
Hey man, I think that. See, the thing about it is, what's Errol's style? I mean, the thing about it is, he fought Kell Brook one way,
Yeah.
Peterson one way. He fought the kid he knocked out. That didn't count in the first round. Then he fought Sean Porter one way. He fought Mike Garcia another way. He fought Danny Garcia another way, and then he fought Ugas another way.
He did.
What's tell me what his style is.
I mean, I guess if you had to sum it up, he's kind of like a, yeah, you're right, because he'll walk you down and pound on you, but he doesn't always do that. Sometimes he'll box you.
Right.
Yeah.
So like I said, like you can't tell. You don't know what he's gonna do until he does it.
And listen, but one thing we know, what his style is, he'll break your ribs and he'll break your face. That's what his style is.
That's a good style. I like that style.
Listen. He breaks your ribs and he breaks their faces.
Do you have?
So, as your guy is on the top of the pile right now, at what point in his career do you think he's at? I know it's the hottest spot in the world, but can he climb higher?
Which one? Who?
Charlo.
Errol.
Whoever just won that fight.
Oh, Jermell. I mean, I think that, man, can't get no higher than the undisputed championship. But I think that from a celebrity perspective, yeah, I mean, you can always grow and be bigger and better. That's what I believe.
Hassim Jr., what's up? Let me go back to the. Do you feel like somebody who switches stances, goes orthodox, southpaw? Do you feel like that?
Hey, let me stop that shit. That's some dumb shit. When you listen, when you boxing, that's some new shit, right? Listen, man. Okay, whatever, man. Nobody care about that stuff, man. You for real? The fuck? Kell Brook switched up, but he only did it twice. Most of these guys try that crap, man. Listen, man. Like this, if you prepare for it, what's your benefit? I mean, we prepare. Man. Listen, man. That's some dumb shit, man. Listen, boxing is about technique, not about more. Boxers today are more about athleticism.
Okay.
Athleticism, not about skill and technique. We're not saying Berlin wasn't athletic. We're saying he won with his skills. See what I'm saying? These guys win with their technique. They win with their athleticism, their speed, their quickness. When, like I said, some guys who have fought, when they lost their athleticism, they start getting knocked out, just like regular people, just like everybody else. So what I'm saying is, listen, it's not saying Ray Leonard or Sweet Pea. Sweet Pea was very athletic, right? But he had boxing skills. You know what I'm saying? So these kids today generally they do everything athleticism and quickness, and speed, reaction time. And listen, no technique.
It takes a special kind of dude, man, to be athletic and be a fighter. It's crazy.
But this is the thing about it. No, listen. But that athleticism is great, but when you got somebody with some good skills and technique with a good jab, that shit don't do nothing.
So you're saying that none of that matters. Switching up stances doesn't make a difference.
Man, I mean, listen, man, think about this. This is what you gotta understand. To a top tier fighter, somebody who has skills and technique, I don't think it makes a difference. But like to a subpar fighter, it makes a difference.
And also, if the corner can't figure out what to say to the fighter to make him to get him back on track, then it's a whole lot of problems. But if the corner's ready for it,
Right.
And the fighter's ready for it, because at the end of the day, it's
You
only
waiting on him to do the shit you want. Okay, waiting on that. Waiting on that.
yeah.
I mean, it's like this. Put it like this too. Nobody's saying he's not a phenomenal fighter. Nobody's saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that we fought left-handed fighters. We fought right-handed fighters before.
Yeah.
That's, I mean, like you fight. You go to the Olympics. You have the pro. You fought left-handed fighters. You fight left-handed, right-handed fighters. I mean, and if you get one of them, you get both of them in one night. Okay, then it's up to them to be able to deal with what you do or how you react to what they do. It's up to them to be able to react to what you do, to what they do.
No, I agree.
Do you ever look at the fights almost like, so the fighters are fighting, but then there's also the chess match between you and the other trainer? You ever look at it like
I don't care about that, man.
Eh?
See that I think about that all the time, right? But from the different perspective of, I don't care about what. Listen, I don't think about the coach at all. I think about what the fighter does, what he's gonna do. You know what I mean? But that's what I'm thinking about. But the funny thing about it is, I think most people think the other way. Like they think about what he's gonna do. I was like, what I'm gonna do. I don't care about that. I think all these trainers are good at what they do. These guys get to this level, phenomenal. I'm not thinking about them. Listen. Somebody asked me a question similar to that years ago, like when Errol was going to fight Mikey Garcia, and I said, the guy, what do you think about it? I said, I think he's a great trainer. I said, but I'm my greatest competition. So what happened was, I said that I traded that, so now I own that. So I'm my greatest competition. I'm not worried about them. Now they may be worried about something else, but if I focus on me being the best version of myself, I focus on my guy. Because it's really hard to be consistent. So if you think about Terrence Crawford been world champ for like what, 7, 8 years?
Mm-hmm.
9. And so it's very hard. It's very hard to have a guy who's a world champ and to be that consistent. But he had 3 coaches also. So
Yeah.
it's very hard too. Regardless, you got 1 or 12 of them. It's still hard to be consistent as a fighter, consistent as that group, that conglomerate, that group of guys to keep this guy to be champ. Then they had the other guy, Jermell Charlo. So it's very difficult. Just like Canelo. They may be whatever, friends or whatever, but I think that it's still hard to be consistent. To be like me training Jermell and Errol. It's very difficult, man. It's very difficult to continue to be on that level and get these guys on that level.
Yeah.
So it's like when people see the end result, they say, "Oh man, no, man, you don't know how hard it is." Because see, you got to think about this. These guys become champions, and when they become champions for a while, sometimes they go into other things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
The hunger goes away a little bit, at least.
I don't think the hunger goes away. I think that, hey man, it's easy. Everybody trying to get to you. They're trying to get in your ear.
The hunger changes.
Changes.
Right.
You're still hungry because you're hungry. You stay champion.
Right.
Become a champion. You want to stay champion. You don't want to say, "Oh man, that was a good fight," but fuck that.
Right.
I'm a stay champion.
So basically, the more successful you're getting, the harder your job is becoming.
Hell yeah, because think about the level of consistency. Think about it. And then everybody else, we want like people to hit me up. We can't wait to see your game plan. Like, goddamn, man, let me live, okay? Don't put that type of pressure on me. It's like, yeah, man, so you always got to think about this. You got different game plans for different fights. Each fight, strategizing, then you got to. Yeah, so for me, I'm more all hands active. I'm like more moving. I'm introspective to where I would emulate the. So by me being able to do that or doing that, it's like I gotta be in shape. So it's like, man, it's difficult, man. It's like, listen, it's not an easy job to do, and I think people are quick to criticize. Like I said, man, and this is what I say. Think about this: to be a boxing trainer, for me, I have to be great every day in training. The fighter only has to be great one day.
One night.
One night, the day of the fight.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, it's like you correct until the night of the fight, which you see is a phenomenal fight.
Wow.
And then there's the payoff after that.
That's right, yeah, because it's like you. I mean, like, yeah. And my job is to be engaged every day. If I go into a fight, I always want to. I'm going training. I always want to be teaching, right? Never working them out. When you're working them out, you BSing them. You're working them out. You're not even. You don't have to be engaged to work them out. But
Yeah.
teach nonstop and correct them. I'm not a fan of my guys either. Like, I mean, please, man. I'm not a fan of theirs. I mean, because sometimes you're so much of a fan, you don't see what they're doing wrong. You only look for the end results. For me, I have to be able to grade them, hand up, step here, step there. I'm nonstop. I'm saying that all the time.
Right. No, I mean, and it's a big thing, man. People are talking about comparing the fight to Hagler and Hearns. You know, they're putting it at a real high level, and I agree, man. It's going to be the biggest fight in boxing, and it's going to be amazing, you know, for everybody.
It's gonna be a big fight. It's gonna be a big fight. Two big punches, or two punches, two punches. You know, I think. It's gonna be a good fight, man.
Yeah, two punchers, both smart fighters. You know, Errol's real. I think Errol sometimes doesn't get enough, because you brought it up earlier. He doesn't get enough credit for the technician, how he switches it up.
But what it is, funny thing about it. See, the people today, and I don't like to say this, but people today are dumbasses, right? Because they'll say you're a phenomenal fighter if you can switch, which is some asinine shit. You only switching because maybe the other thing is not working. You know what I'm saying? Like you want to master something and master it even more and go even further and deeper to that, right? But I think that, and so with him, because he doesn't switch up, because what he does is so slight, so easy, so simple. Listen, man, you put it like this. The fight, Ugas, if you go research Ugas, when he coming back, he beat the kid, Brian Perella. He beat all these young prospects. Then he started beating the mid-level guys. Then he beat the guys who were ranked. Then he fought against Sean Porter. You know what I'm saying? So he was fighting. He earned that spot, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he fought Sean to a phenomenal fight, right? Some people think he won.
Mm-hmm.
Then he fights Pacquiao. He sons him. He schools him. He beat him like, you too small for me, man. But then he comes in there with Errol, and he was like, nothing.
No.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, so see, and people think that, and see, what they didn't see Errol do is all skill and technique and intellect, intelligence, man. Intelligence. They think like, oh, he's not switching up, man. That switching up stuff is cool for some people, but you guys, when you get in there with top level competition, does it work?
Well,
Yeah.
People
You get caught in the middle.
Huh?
You get caught in the middle.
You get caught switching up, right?
You get caught in the middle.
People saw, to a lot of people, they just saw Errol just simply walking him down and nothing.
That's what he was doing. Not what he was doing.
No, of course not. But that's what they saw, and then a lot of people are like, well, if he tries that with Bud, it'll be different.
Hey, man, listen, man. I'm just gonna say it like this. First of all, he's throwing over 100-some punches around. All of the punches were hard. The punches were hard. You see what he did to his ribs, his face, broke his face, broke his nose. Listen, so, hey, man, that was contest. And listen, I don't know anybody in boxing who could take an ass whooping like that.
That's for sure.
I'm telling you, because I'm gonna tell you why I said Ugas, because Ugas was the guy. I told him, I said, listen, you're not gonna be able to beat this guy. You got to break him down. The whole camp, I was like, listen, we wanted to break him because there's no way. See, this guy escaped 6 times and got caught.
Jesus.
In Cuba.
Yeah.
6 times, and on the 7th time he got away. He's floating in the Gulf of Mexico for 2 days. He ends up in Mexico.
Wow.
This dude is like, who can beat this guy? You got to break this guy. You can't beat this guy.
True.
Quit.
It's up here. Yeah.
He's so determined. You see what I'm saying? Who else? Americans don't live like that. In America, we don't have lives like that. That's the difference. So that's what I'm saying. I don't know if somebody's so persistent and has so much fortitude to be able to deal with something like that. Think about that, man. The dude was caught 6 times and he kept trying, knowing that they would do this to him. Knowing that, come on, man.
So that's a testament to Errol's will. If he could impose his will on somebody like that.
Right. And listen, this is the thing about it too. Because of his age and because he's from Cuba, he's like, these are eras of boxers, right? When we fought Jeremy, boxers were more slick. They were more, they didn't use athleticism as much, right? They had the boxing skills. So when fighting Ugas, I had to be cognizant of that to know that he's a very intelligent fighter. He's gonna try to catch you, catch shots to be here. So it's like you have to make sure when he makes his move, you make this move. So you have to counter the move, what he's doing. Because you see, really, if you go back and watch these fights, and like what you did, man, Errol's offense took his offense away. He had to keep his hands up and block shots.
Yeah.
Protect his body, man. So I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I don't know anybody like that who can take that type of situation. No. And listen, people like, oh, you gonna move around, man? He moved. You don't think Ugas is a what kind of fighter? Where's he from?
Cuba, the boxer.
So, listen, so that's all they do is move in the ring, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I remember people saying, Ugas just stopped moving. Why did he stop moving? And I was like, I think it was those shots.
Hey, look, man, you gonna fight Errol Spence where he wants you to fight him at. Yeah. And I'm just saying, all that Cuban stuff was out the window. Yeah, you gotta put the front of him that he wants. That they're not making changes. I get that. That's for sure. I know that. And I think, like I said, I'm not talking about what we're gonna do and how we're gonna do it. I'm just saying that Crawford's a phenomenal fighter, and he's very agile. He's very smart. And listen, it's gonna be a good fight, man.
He has a strong too, and I think that's what a lot of people are excited to see. Those two strong wills just clash.
Hey, man, we don't know how strong that will is over there.
Oh, okay.
Who has he ever fought that had to break somebody? Yeah, we don't. So listen, think about this. And this is the realest thing in boxing. How do fighters become champions? I'm gonna tell you how. With a phenomenal matchmaking team to help build and or develop the fighter. Build and or develop. So you build a fight, he's just getting wins. You're not fighting. But to develop him, you're challenging him at each step, each stage of the way. Yeah, definitely. So those longevity. To build a fighter, and I'm not saying he was built, I'm saying that the level of competition was different. So how can we say that? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. And
we know he's looking phenomenal, but we know that because you think about this, how do you say who's a good fighter? Okay, say you fought a guy who was whatever good and you beat him. But then after you fought him, he never beat nobody else.
Right.
And you say, okay, well, all right. What about the guys that you beat, but then they kept beating other people and kept and look at, or what about the people you beat and you just took everything out of them?
Right.
Yeah, that makes sense. So it's like those are 3 different situations, but they all make sense. The ones that you can tell is a good fighter, if you beat them, then you come back and just get better and beat somebody else.
Right.
Yeah, but some guys, when you beat them one time too many, they're done.
Yeah, it's done. Yeah. Because, I mean, the gig is up.
Yeah. I mean, go ahead.
No, it depends on how you beat him too. You know what I'm saying? Like you beat
Yeah,
him. If it's winning, you can win, or you can beat a guy. Or you can win, you can knock him out, or you can beat a guy.
yeah. I would rather get knocked out than beat.
Right.
Really?
Yeah,
Hell yeah. Yeah, you get beat, you're not coming back from that shit.
yeah.
Cause see,
You
beating is repetitive, it's like round after round after round after round. Man, that's a lot of wear and tear in your body, man.
So
You
you
never
psychologically think it's worse to get beat or to get knocked out psychologically?
no, it's worse to get beat, man. Look, man,
yeah. Getting beat is way worse.
but like this, you get because the wear and tear in your body, you beat, you sleep like, huh? You wake up in the middle of the night, goddamn, see that right hand, that hook coming at you. You know what I mean?
You get knocked out. It's one shot early, late,
It's
middle.
over.
It's
So,
done. You get beat. You get beat every round,
and it's mentally,
whole night, and then in your mind you're like, man, why I can't beat this guy? Then
Yeah.
you start on yourself.
Yeah, I mean, no, and what you were saying was right. Spence's resume at 47 is definitely deeper, and he's beaten, definitely a deeper resume. Um, but
not even at 47. Go to all the other 35 or 30, whatever the weight. Like, look at the whole thing. You know. But listen, think about this. If you think about this, we talking about the difference between beating and getting knocked out. Look how Bernard Ogden beat Phyllis Trinidad.
Yeah,
yeah,
Let's think about this. That was a horrible because everything he had done his whole career meant nothing when he fought that guy.
yeah. Bernard Hopkins took it.
Mentally, he's questioning himself like, damn, he never.
Bernard Hopkins broke him.
Yeah, yeah. Everything he had up, the way he dominated people, beat people, knocked people out, none of that meant nothing when he fought Bernard Hopkins.
no,
Because everything he had done to beat everybody else was like, what the hell? So mentally he's lost. It's destroyed mentally and emotionally because boxers are very emotional people.
Yeah,
yeah.
So, yeah, man, he was destroyed mentally.
What percentage would you say of mental is boxing?
95.
Yeah, it's a lot, man.
What do
It's
you
a
think,
lot.
Derek?
I think that, shit, man, it could be like 95, 98 because, I mean, the physical aspect is something too, but I think that the mental is like you don't know what it takes to get a guy in the ring, to get him in a fight, to get him in the ring. I mean, just depends on, man. I don't know.
So it's a lot like mental. If you're not fights, I lost 4 fights in my career. All 4 of those fights I lost, before the fight, I knew I lost. I already knew it. I just went out and let that happen.
Yeah, you can't win. I think you win a fight in the training camp. You win or lose a fight in training.
Really?
There's nothing you can do in a fight to change it. It's all about preparing, I think, for the fight. Before the fight, you have to be prepared for everything. I think that.
Wow.
I'm telling you because if it's something, it could, I mean, it's like it's nothing. If you prepare 1,000% for this guy, there's nothing he can do to throw you off, right? But if you not prepared, training not prepared, I mean, a lot of times people get into the hype of who they are, the hype of the level of success they are. For me, man, I work like I can lose my job every day.
Mm-hmm.
It's
I work
very different.
like I train my guys like it's not solid. It's not there. You can fire me any day. I've been fired before early in my career,
Mm-hmm.
and you learn a lot of lessons from that. You learn that you got to work like. And my guy just won a fight, right? And he fired me. He's like, you don't want okay, whatever,
What are you gonna do?
What are
So
you gonna do?
let me ask this, and I gotta ask this. You saw Errol and Boots talk a little bit. What do you think about Boots? Do you think in the future he has the potential to be one of the top guys?
Yeah, I mean, he's already kind of close up there now. I think that he's a good fighter. He probably just needs a little bit more depth, and maybe he's getting it in the gym. You see what I'm saying? And not in the fights. So I mean, just depends. I think he's a good fighter, man. I only seen him fight like maybe once or twice, but he's a good fighter.
He has a lot of buzz behind him. I mean, when I saw him, I was very impressed. You know, he just
Right. I think it's good.
yeah, and the size and everything. I don't think he's going to stay at 47 too long. He's almost 6 feet. But
No, he's not almost 6 feet, man. He got the most shoes on.
oh, really?
Not taller than Errol.
He's as tall as Errol,
No, I said not. Errol's like 5'10".
and Boots was shorter.
I think he is.
Oh, I didn't know Errol was 5'10". I thought Errol was like 5'8" or 5'9". Okay,
About 5, maybe about 5'9", 5'10", something like that.
okay. Yeah, I heard. And is Errol comfortable at 47? Or do you think he's going to go up after this?
And man, he gonna stay there for whatever he want to stay there for. You know, I mean, this one is something he wants. You know, so you
Right,
never know.
right, right. Okay, yeah, because there was always talks of him. You know, it's hard for him to make weight at 47, and he used to. I heard he used to play football. He used to be 200 pounds. I don't know if any of that's true, but
No, I don't know about that now. I mean, he played football, but not in the 200 pounds, I'm sure.
What's next on your docket with your fighters, Derrick?
Frank Martin's fighting June 18th in Houston.
okay.
Frank, and what's that? 54, 56?
35.
35. Okay.
Yeah,
So how many fighters do you have now total?
5 of them. I trained 5 guys.
Okay.
Done. No more.
No more?
No.
No, you wouldn't take one.
That's a busy day, though. 5.
Really, man, it's some of my limit. You know, it's like you can't. I mean, you know, really, you can't be effective. Be great, I think, with training more than that.
And I like what you do, how you keep the gym private. You know what I mean? You keep everything focused.
Right. I mean, it's not a party, man. It's not. It's like you come in here to work. We don't need, not playing games. I mean, it's not a show and tell. You bring your whole run out. I mean, people at home. If I worked at McDonald's, my family ain't coming to the gym with me.
Hey, help me with them fries, cuz.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, come on, man. Nah. So it's like, nah. It's like I think that we want to be able to get away from the situation. Go to work, go to the gym, and be done with it.
Yeah, you treat it like your jobs, and
Right.
respect it like a job. That's good. That's good. Well, we've been on the phone with you for an hour, man. We appreciate it, brother. Thank
No
you.
doubt.
Yeah, man. Good talking to you. Let's after the fight's official, let's talk again.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, brother.
All right. Take care.
All right, man. Peace out.